Welcome to the Fundamentals of Gibboard video training series. I'm Anthony Roumell, SlackFit Master Trainer and owner of Center for Balance Training in San Diego. My goal is to help you get the most out of your Gibboard and truly enjoy this amazing training tool. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do a nose lift and a tail lift on the Gibboard slackline. All right, so now we're going to work on one of my favorite movements on the Gibboard, the nose lift. So the nose lift and the tail lift are two movements that are very unique to this board because the board obviously is a board with the slack line on it. So what's so wicked about this is I can train not only my normal balance but also a downhill and uphill experience of how to keep my head over my feet, my center over my base, so I can really play at the threshold or the throttle, so to speak, of my balance in a very practical, simple setup. So for the nose lift, what I want to do before I step on it is just like our single leg entrance that we did before, but what we're going to think about is really finding the threshold where the forefoot can be here to anchor the front of the nose down, and when I'm ready to lift the nose up, I'm going to push into my heels. So this is pretty much like the throttle of this position. Once I find that position, it's just like my single leg entry. I'm going to slowly shift on the board, and when I'm ready to get the nose lift, I'm just going to shift back into that heel. It's a great ankle mobility exercise, great stretch for your calf, and find that throttle response for that single leg balance. Then I'll bring it forward. So the goal is to kind of play with the edge and slowly go back and forth and see if you can just stay on there and maybe do 3 to 5 repetitions, balancing in place. Now for the tail lift, I'm going to do the same thing. Usually I'll come off the board and I'll switch legs, preferably. It's good to do both. I'll find that forefoot on the front of the nose, and the heel is going to be towards the mid part of the board so I can find that throttle response. Again, I'm going to step into single leg balance and start lifting the tail. For the tail lift, I'm just going to stay in the forefoot. If I want to bring it back down to the ground, I'm going to feel that same heel position, center over base. And what's super challenging about this is understanding the nature of that head position. Remember, your head will double its weight every inch it goes over your collarbone. So this is really going to teach you how to shift your hips over your feet and use that head and hands to navigate that foot range of motion. So that's the tail lift, that's the nose lift, but the really fun part is when you put them all together. So I can enter the board, for instance, with my left leg and get that nose lift here, and then I can take a long step, which is a longer step of two-legged balance on the line, and shift to that tail lift of the nose, diving into the ground. And then I can go back. It's all about kind of shifting. This is great carryover to inline sports. Very great for developing your ankle stability. It's a really fun way to play with this board and take your balance and stability to the next level. You can play with dropping the hands, bring them back up, and get creative. The great thing about the slackline, there are really no rules as long as you stay in balance. So have fun, be safe, and enjoy the challenge.